Hello everybody and welcome, it's VeDAN here. So glad that you can tune into another video. Today I'm going to show you how to easily get top 50. Okay, so quite a lot went on then, but all I did was I did two first strikes, sold the first strikes, got a tax zone in conjunction just with a 420 ice, okay, and I had a glue set up as well. So when I bought the first strikes, I also bought a little glue. So that absolutely shredded it in about 20 seconds. I went for this just so that we could mitigate any issues with being so short on money and farming. Okay, now to do tier 2. I'm going to explain exactly how to get set up. So on round 57, or 56, sorry, what I want you to do is I want you to get your permaspikes set up, okay? You should be able to be in quite a good position farming-wise. As you can see, I've got 4 or 5 central markets in conjunction with a BRF, which is more than enough. So what we're going to do is, all you're going to do is basically focus on having a permaspike overclocked, and for defense, the safest bet, in my opinion, is just to get a tax zone, okay? I know it seems a little bit of overkill, but notice that we can sell all the previous towers. So to defend, I was using 3 balloon traps in conjunction with an alchemist, a rubber to gold one, and then obviously I had the overclock, but the overclock would decamo them. Make sure that you have this alchemist, okay? It just earns so much money, it's unbelievable. Now what I'm going to do is as well, I want you to get 2 overclocks. So I want one of them to always be on the permaspike. Of course, if you can, and I'd say it's essential, make sure you can fit a stronger stimulant alchemist there. And then I want one of them also to go on the tax zone, just in case, okay? You want to basically make sure that the spike pile is as big as possible. So if things are getting a bit close, just overclock the tax zone one time and you're fine. Now for round 60, once you've done all this, make sure you've got a glue set up so that you can use the ability instantly, and then get a super brittle and a couple of tax shooters. So we've got 1 tax zone, 1 super brittle, 1 glue, and a few little tacks. And then if you watch this, you know, within 10 seconds, we are done. So that's a really good start, and we've still managed to keep a respectable amount of farms down, okay? So I hope that you enjoy more of actually just showing everything that goes on to this. Now, for round 80, you have to be a bit more on it. So I've got a tax zone down again and a permaspike that's boosted by an alchemist. And I want you on round 76 or round 77 at the latest, make sure you get a homeland defense, okay? You need to use the homeland defense ability. And I want you to get an energizer submarine. You can buy that in the discount water. And I want you to have at least 2 overclocks, okay? And in fact, to go even harder, because we've got a lot of money, you can actually place another call to arms village in range of the tax zone, okay? I'll show you how to do that. It's a little bit awkward, but basically we want to make sure that the total pop count on the spikes until round 80 is 0. So as you can see there, I've got a call to arms and it just about touches the tax zone. So now that can give me the kind of confidence that the tax zone is always going to be buffed, so nothing's going to get through, and we can just keep progressively overclocking the permaspike, and we create this huge permaspike pile. That's the whole goal behind this strategy, right? If you create a huge permaspike pile, you can insta-kill the first 3 bars of health. So that's the goal. You need to make sure that nothing hits it. So luckily, you know, just use the homeland and the call to arms at good times, and you'll be absolutely fine. For defense, I was very reserved here. I didn't even push hard. We have a cripple mob, we have a glue, we have a tax zone, we have a super brittle, and then because I had a bit of money, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to get a few Avatar of Wrath's druids, okay, set them on strong, that's it. Then I invested the rest in a farm, and as you can see, if you watch here, once you use the glue as soon as he spawned down on the spike pile. It does incredibly well. And then I used the call to arms ability just at the end, and it sped it up a tiny little bit. I could have pushed a lot harder there for a quicker time, okay? We could easily shave probably about 10 seconds off that. But, you know, I wanted easy. I wanted to save money. But I ended up with too much money to really handle with at the end. Also, please make sure that your farms are arranged more neatly than mine, okay? God, I made a right mess of that. Okay, now for round 100, we have to be a little bit more careful. We're going to get a max balloon trap, and we're going to sacrifice it to a temple. We're getting a support temple. This is to buff our permaspikes. We do this on round 85 at the latest. Well, I don't really know what the latest is, but this is what I do just to be safe, okay? So you could build it potentially later, but I'd say just follow what I do here because you've got very little chance of messing up. So this did net us actually 10th place in the world, which is, you know, quite respectable for my first. This is the first full run through. And I did have like a 5-second time penalty as well from not caring enough. Okay, So I'm actually going to get a perma brew attached to this, not just a stronger stimulant when we can. So we had a perma brew, we had Homeland, and we also had Ultra Boost. Your goal from 85 to 100 is get it Ultra Boosted to level 10. You need that, okay? And Homeland as aggressively as you can, okay? And I had a plane for defense. Please make sure to do that. You need it Ultra Boost level 10 to be safe, okay? So I hope that makes sense. We've got Homeland Energizer, just like we did last time, so we can use the ability a lot. We have a Perma Brew, and then instead of just a normal overclock, we actually had an Ultra Boost so that we could get it to level 10, okay? So it's similar to round 80, but we need it in the range of a support temple, and we have to be more aggressive with it because we need the biggest spike pile that we can. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see the spike pile right now, but it looks pretty beasty. And it didn't get zero, it got 0 pops, okay? So for 15 rounds, it had 0 pops, which means it's just been accumulating for 15 rounds, an absolutely gigantic pile, okay? Now, in conjunction with this spike pile, what defense did I set up here? Well, I'm going to get a level 30 Dart Paragon, set this on strong. This will do really well here. And then we obviously always have the Cripple Mobe, we always have the Glue, and we're going to get a Super Brittle. So if you're wondering why do we do these are called debuff towers, okay? If you want me to do a video on that, just let me know. But I think most of you should know what a debuff tower is. Basically, it's going to maximise the damage that is done to the boss, okay? Which is why we want them. And then I was thinking, you know what, I've got quite a lot of money here. I don't need to be super reserved because, you know, we're almost fully set up. So what we're going to do is, I love the Ray of Doom. To me, it's the one tower that looks like how you want it to look like for its name. It's called the Ray of Doom, and it looks like a Ray of Doom. And it does great damage, okay? So what you'll see here is that we're going to absolutely shred it, okay? So let's go. And there you see, we should be about a minute when this is done. And, you know, that's absolutely perfect timing. So as long as we don't mess up tier 5, we're going to be in a good spot. This is a little harder now. For 120, what was the difference? Exact same, okay? We kept the Dark Paragon down, but get your support temple to a true support temple. I believe that's the right name. Get the 500,000 upgrade, okay? You need to upgrade the temple even more, so it buffs it even more. You need Ultra Boost, and the goal is to get the permaspike to Ultra Boost level 10 all over again. Now, if you want to be little try hard, I've got a call to arms up here. And what you're going to see is I'm going to put a spike factory there and set it on far. And we can actually fit an alchemist there. And what this will do is, if you've got the RNG correctly, it'll actually put the spikes just where we want them to. As you can see, they're going over right to the start of the track. It's not essential, don't worry, but it's just a little try-hard move I thought I'd show you, okay? Then it's going to be Homeland and Ultra Boost as much as you can. Get a Perma Brew down again. Make sure you have the Energizer so you reduce the uptime. And just farm. Do whatever you want for farming. Okay, and then by the end of that, on round 118, I made sure to get my plane Paragon. It was only level 34, but I was happy with that. We're going to make sure that the bomb is targeted so it goes straight down the first path where the boss is going to spawn. And then just a few extra other things. You can kind of do whatever you want here, okay? The only thing I'd say is, after it's immune to military, sorry, so as you can see, it's immune to military here, so the plane can't hit it. Then use the bomb ability. Probably time it a bit earlier than what I did, because we don't really get the full effect of it, really. As you can see, I only got it right at the end of that bar of health. But that just absolutely shreds it, okay? So we managed to construct a strong enough permaspike to do the first one, and then the Paragons and all the extra money we had helped with the rest. So this netted us top 10 in the world. It's definitely going to be top 50, because to get into top 50 you need like 5 minutes at the minute. So I hope this tutorial helped, a bit more thorough than usual, and I'll see you guys very soon.